everybody? Today is July 20th. It's a Tuesday. It's 2021. I'm your host, Dubby Dubois. Welcome to the newly branded Your Cup. Coming to you from beautiful Central Florida in the Dubois studio, of course. So listen, I decided, me keep telling you guys, welcome to your morning cup. Welcome to your morning cup. And it's 3 o'clock. You guys are getting videos. You guys got margaritas now. The beautiful women, they got a drink with olive in it by now. By the time the video drops, it's 3:30. Right now I'm recording late as hell, but it's almost, what time is it? Shit. It's almost 2 o'clock. It's 1:42. Listen, this is the second time I'm doing this video. I did a whole video. I don't know what happened. I swore I started recording. I did not record. Usually I'll get up during the video while you guys are chilling. I'll go look to see if it's recording. I don't know what the hell happened. I thought I was done. I get up and there's nothing there. And I feel like a jerk off for that. But once again, though, man, guys, me telling you guys is your morning cup and then it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's just not going to rock no more. It takes 2 hours to download. So like I said, I'm starting this at 1:42. We figure we'll be done in the next 20-25 minutes tops. So that's going to be after 2 o'clock. So that means it's going to hit probably 3:30. This is going to hit the stairway. Hopefully before that. We're going to see. But anyway, today's theme is about mental health and the way the media, not mental health, but the way the media treats athletes' mental health and the insensitivity mainstream media has towards athletes and their mental health. Whether it's a Ben Simmons and everyone's piling on him, calling him a piece of garbage and all that, and just shitting on him and taking away any confidence he has in his soul. Piling on him. But it's crazy. But these two particular athletes, one is a man, one is a woman. One of them voluntarily spoke on their mental health. The other one involuntarily put their mental health situation on the street. And it became sensationalized. And that's what we're going to start with. It starts with San Francisco free agent cornerback Richard Sherman, 33-year-old perennial All-Pro guy at one point and a possible future Hall of Famer. One of the few defensive players in the league where his face is known and he's a high-profile player. Most of the time in the league, the quarterbacks and a couple receivers, their faces. The NFL, these guys have the helmets on, their faces are covered. So a lot of times you won't know these guys. It's a gift and a curse for them because they're not very marketable. But Richard Sherman is one of the few guys who has been marketable and is known throughout the NFL community and the NFL universe as far as fans go. He got in trouble last Tuesday. I would have covered it. I wasn't going to, but the reason I'm covering it is because, like I said, the theme of today's show. So here he goes. That was Richard at his in-laws' house. Oops. Yo, don't that look like bump and run coverage? I'm sorry. He doing bump and run like he trying to jam the receiver. But that's a strong door. Richard Sherman, 6'3", 2-something, above average human strength. He pounding that door. That shit ain't moving. Wow. That's his father-in-law house. When I saw the article the first time, it said Richard Sherman arrested for burglary, breaking and entering, trying to enter a home, burglarize a home. And I was like, damn, Rich, what the hell? You going crazy? But this is in-laws' house. And, of course, right off the break, the story gets sensationalized. This man right here, this is the first time ever, anything like this, ever. Highly articulate Stanford graduate. Let's get to the article. To the story.
At 6:08 a.m. Pacific time and is under investigation for burglary, domestic violence. He was denied bail as is standard procedure until he appears before a judge. The matter is being investigated as a felony. Sherman married longtime girlfriend Ashley Moss in 2018, and the couple have 2 young children together. Moss told the Seattle Times that she preferred not to make a statement at this time, but wanted the public to know that Sherman didn't harm anyone during the incident.
Nobody got hurt.
She described him as a good person and said his behavior during the incident was not representative of his character. Police in Redmond, Washington said a 911 call was received at 2 a.m. The person calling from their home said an adult male family member did not live at the residence.
That's why I fucked up last time.
Was attempting to force his way into the home.
Good.
He's being aggressive. He has sent text messages. He's trying to leave now in the house. He's being aggressive. He's wrestling with my uncle. He's threatening to kill himself. He has sent text messages to people saying he's going to hang himself.
Sherman allegedly struggled with police, but was eventually apprehended with the help of a canine patrol.
Both Mr. Sherman and the officer sustained minor injuries as a result of the altercation and the canine deployment.
He was taken to a local hospital to be checked for injury, and after being cleared medically, Sherman was booked into the King County Correctional Facility. According to NFL policy, confirmed by a source following Sherman's arrest, he's currently eligible to sign with any interested team. However, the league investigates any incident involving law enforcement, and if there's a violation of the personal conduct policy, the player would be facing potential discipline. During several text message exchanges with Sherman this offseason, the 33-year-old player indicated he wanted to continue his NFL career with one of several interested teams and was attempting to determine the best situation. Sherman is among the few NFL players who negotiates his own contract. Considering the demands of his position, his age, and recent injury history, Sherman might have been confronting the possibility of playing on a short-term contract, and that opportunity might still be available to him depending on how the situation is ultimately resolved. For SportsCenter, I'm Ed Werder, ESPN.
Okay. It looked like an isolated incident to me, but black men, we're not allowed to have isolated incidents. Whatever, when we fuck up in public, we're defined by that. You understand? That's how it is, man. People can slice it how they want. Black people. Black women too. When we fuck up, it defines us. Richard Sherman, a Stanford grad, you heard what he said. One of the few players who negotiates their own contract. This is a highly intelligent man. He went to school at an institution of higher learning. High articulate man, never been in trouble with the law. He's very boisterous, very community driven. He said a lot of things before that probably would have mainstream America with an eyebrow up. He supported a lot of BLM stuff. As far as when I say BLM stuff, I don't want that to get skewed because I'm not a big BLM guy either. A lot of people aren't because a lot of people think so. But I ain't even get into that. But Sherman is a man of the people. We'll just say that. So it's messed up because we've had all meltdowns, and if you say you never had a meltdown, you're a motherfucking liar. Especially if you grown, like shit. When I was locked, I came home. I got in trouble. I did a couple of months back in 2002, and when I came back, when I got out, my family moved, man. They just moved. Like, yo, I wasn't feeling that shit. Long story short, I wasn't feeling. I was boisterous about it. But and I'm not the only one. I'm just gonna speak for myself. I don't want to put anybody else's business on blast. But there's other people, friends, family. You've seen them have meltdowns, and a lot of time alcohol be playing a part. Sherm fucked up that drink, but he didn't hurt nobody. They wrestled with the uncle. Probably uncle's trying to stop him from leaving type shit. He was like, Sherm super strong. Get off me, uncle. Get off me. Sherm drank vodka, a bottle of Henny. He fucked up. But once again, to me, it seemed like an isolated incident. She said he didn't do anything to her. They said it's domestic violence charges. Let's move on.
King County Correctional Facility at 6.
This is the bail here.
Mr. Sherman is not to have any criminal law violations. He is to appear for all court dates. He is to update his address if he moves within 24 business hours. He is not to consume any alcohol or non-prescribed drugs. He is not to drive a motor vehicle without a license and or insurance. He is not to refuse a breath test or a blood test if recently requested by a law enforcement officer. He is not to be in control of a motor vehicle within 2 hours of consuming alcohol and having a BAC of 0.08 or higher, or a THC of 5 nanograms or higher. I am going to issue a no firearms order, preventing him from having any firearms. If he has any firearms, he's going to have to turn those in.
Man, they taking your burners, Rich? I'm not playing, I'm about to make sure this recorded, man.
And I will respect the fact that if you want to exercise your Fifth Amendment right, that will take into place. I'm going to take that into consideration. I am going to issue a no contact order with Raymond David Moss.
That's his father-in-law.
Mr. Sherman know that he needs to sign this, and this is my order, sir. It's not his, and it's not Mr. Moss's order. And I'm going to prevent Mr. Sherman from having any contact directly, indirectly, in person, through other persons, by mail, by phone, by electronic means, especially social media, or any kind of third-party contact. He is not to have any contact with Mr. Moss whatsoever. If Mr. Sherman shows up to a place where Mr. Moss is present, Mr. Sherman will need to leave. If Mr. Sherman is at a place where Mr. Moss shows up, Mr. Sherman is to leave. Just make sure he signs that document and he understands it. The big question is, should I let him go? Should I hold him on bail?
Should you hold him on bail? For what?
Court rules indicate that I have to, on the first offense, for anything, the presumption is release with conditions. The state is asking for bail of $10,000. I see Mr. Sherman as a pillar in this community. He's a business owner. He's a husband. He's a father.
Yo, man,
I'm going to release
crazy.
Mr. Sherman on his own promise to return to court.
Why did he have to consider it, though? Why do you have to consider it? If I'm going to release him on bail, I don't... Like, what are we talking about? He beat on a door. And he talked mad shit. And then the drinking part was his biggest problem. Being drunk because he drove over there, miles. So he was bugging the fuck out, yo. I'm just fucked up that his father-in-law released that doorbell cam footage. He had to have been the one to release it. He released his son-in-laws. He obviously don't like Richard. He probably didn't. It's not because of this incident. Richard went over there because the nigga don't like him. You know, he just that drink, man. Rich fucked up. He probably talked mad greasy about Rich. Rich like, I'm about to go more. Thank God you didn't, yo. And Greg Bell, someone finally, he said, Greg Bell, Seattle journalist, Richard Sherman and his wife walking into and out of King County courtroom holding hands is a reminder of the humanity within this sensationalized case. Not at all excusing his alleged actions, just reminding athletes are people too with the same problems you, I, and society have. He had a meltdown, man. I really believe, like, you know, but you know what I think it is? He's rich, he's black, he's got a big mouth. Those three things, they waiting for you to fuck up. Okay? Very boisterous man. Okay? He's smart too, very intelligent man. So he makes a lot of money. You see a lot of the fans, the big fans, the ones who go to like, you know, where I'm from in the neighborhood, you know, I come from Coney Island, Brooklyn, you know. We grew up with NBA players and shit. This is true stories, you know. We grew up with Steph and Sebastian, all those guys. Norman Richardson, Chris Taft, all those guys. And then the name dropping. But, Stevenson. Anyway, we were happy, yo, if they go to the league, you know, whatever. There's no jealousy of these players' money. We think it's spectacular. It's a dream. But I swear in America, suburbia, there's jealousy. When you make all that money, you know? Oh, he ain't making all that money. So as soon as you screw up, they are going to pick you apart. They are buzzards swarming. Richard Sherman's been in the league 12 years almost. They swarm and waited. Now they're going to come. It's an isolated incident. His wife said, we're good. Why don't we believe her? Don't you guys have the hashtag believe her? Ashley Moss Sherman said, yo, my husband was wilding, but this ain't who he is. He had a meltdown. Like we said before, it happens. We've seen siblings and kids and parents and everyone in between have meltdowns. The thing is, when it falls on your front lawn and you're rich and you're an athlete and you're black, it's going to be magnified and sensationalized. I did the story on Tristan Bailey, her murder by that piece of trash, Fuki. And in that story, if you guys remember, that's there. You guys can check it out. The police were saying he went into a rage and he just lost it. He lost it. He lost it and he stabbed young Tristan 120 plus times in her head and neck area. You put 120 stab wounds here on this beautiful young girl. She's dead. They called it just a break, they call that a melt. That's what they call a melt. Like he lost it. Yeah, that's what happened to Sherman. He lost it. He went into a rage and lost it. That kid is a psychopath. See how they switch the roles? They make a Sherman, we don't know if we can bail. Anyway, here's Richard's apology. He's obviously acknowledged his fuck-ups, his accountability. That's all you can ask from a man. Accountability and redemption. And like I said, once again, they will try to use this to define this man. Here's Mr. Sherman. I am deeply remorseful for my actions on Tuesday night. I behaved in a manner I'm not proud of. I've been dealing with some personal challenges over the last several months, but that is not an excuse for how I acted. The importance of mental and emotional health is extremely real, and I vow to get the help I need. I appreciate all the people who have reached out in support of me and my family, including our community here in Seattle. I'm grateful to have such an amazing wife, family, and support system to lean on during this time. Richard Sherman. So, it is real talk indeed, yo. People always point their finger like they perfect, yo, like they don't, yo, people kill me, yo. Or people who just don't have any clue or any perspective on the matter. But like I said, these vultures, they're jealous, they hate these athletes, they're waiting on them to pick their bones. And we're going to go into another athlete. This young lady is one lady I like a lot. I wore this for her today, you heard? A lot of us like her. A lot of people like her. Her name is Naomi